Testing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, we had a couple of technical difficulties there. For some reason, we weren't broadcasting to the Atomic Drop Facebook page, which is where we wanted to be. Don't ask me why. We're kicking off the Atomic Drop podcast.
Technology, that's why.
It's wonderful. I'm Greg Allen. I'm in Cocoa, Florida right now. And on that side of me is the CEO, mad creative, evil genius, Jim Cornette, hating mud show, Mark promoter, all around bad guy.
My
no,
God.
He's not a bad guy. I don't think there's a bad bone in his body. The fearless leader, Alex.
Not
Red,
anymore.
Because of illness at my house, he's there at his and I'm at mine. So, but the next episode of the podcast that we do, we will definitely be back at the podcast studios together. So it's going to be a little weird today, which it already is, because we wanted to start off with the huge news right now in the wrestling world, and that being the untimely passing of John Huber, or known as Brody Lee, or formerly known as Luke Harper in the WWE. Everybody, there were some people, and they're really stupid about this, saying that it was COVID related. It's not COVID related.
It's not. His wife, gave the statement confirming that it wasn't COVID related. Either way, it's tragic,
Yeah, it is. So what I'd like to do at this time, I'm going to fade into a graphic that we made up. And what we're going to do here at the podcast, we're going to have a moment of silence, and we're going to do our own 10-bell salute to Brody Lee. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about what we remember about, John Huber, Luke Harper, Brody Lee, and, of course, share some of the memories that some of the superstars had to say about him. We will be right back, folks. And again, a huge just loss, especially the day after Christmas. Everybody's shocked on this one. I mean, I know, Alex, you posted that you were in complete shock. I know a lot of the WWE superstars that he worked with were shocked. His AEW colleagues were shocked. What are some of your memories of Luke Harper, Brody Lee, John Huber?
I mean, honestly, there was so many great matchups, so many great feuds, so many great memories with him. I think back to, you remember the Shield and the Wyatt family, that whole feud. Oh my God. That was such a great feud. To me, that was probably the best feud, and that was like the prime of everything. I remember when they had the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, and Brody Lee, and it was a SmackDown event at the Amway Center in Orlando, and actually Vertigo, one of our very own, competed on SmackDown against the Bludgeon Brothers. I still got pictures in my phone of it, and I remember thinking, that was just so awesome, that opportunity. But there was just so many great memories, but I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the Wyatt family and the Shield.
I would have to agree. I do remember the Bludgeon Brothers.
Great feud.
And of course his time with the Wyatt family, how he was recruited by Bray Wyatt during their time in NXT. And if you see Alex freeze to that side of me, don't worry. It's called modern technology, and we're going to work with it. This is what has become the world now. And if he freezes on purpose, that's his fault. I don't know. So we're going to look at a couple of these comments that were tweeted out by the superstars over the weekend. first we take a look
Yeah.
at Sami Zayn, who said, in utter disbelief hearing the passing of Brody Lee, I'm unable to process this. I can't believe it. Matt Hardy went on to say, this was my birthday, which I share with Doc, Brody, and Miro. Photobombed us, and we all shared a great laugh. I'm shattered over Brody's passing. He was full of life with a wife and young children he loved. A devastating reminder of how fragile life is. Rest well, my friend. Then Bray Wyatt went
Oh,
on.
this is the one that really, really got to
Yeah,
me.
and I have sort of it condensed into something that I can put on the screen. But let me go ahead and get this pulled over to another screen. That way I can read the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and fade this in. It's a picture of Bray Wyatt when they were first doing the Wyatt family
Yeah.
with Luke Harper. And he goes to say, you were my best friend, my brother, my partner, my Terry Gordy. We changed this whole game because we refused to do it any way but our way. We were always at our best when we were a team. I think we both knew it. We fought like brothers because we were. I'm so goddamn pissed. This isn't how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be us fat, bald, and useless running Wyatt family spots in high school gyms. Where do we go now? What do I do knowing I'll never hear your condescending sarcasm as I'm riding high? Miss you so fucking much already. I would do anything just live through our worst moments again. I can't believe you're gone. I'm so sorry, brother. And it goes on from there. You know, it's got to be hard losing somebody that you're so close to that's become like a brother. I mean,
It's been the way this year's been. Honestly, this has been, 2020 is just a year that I think a lot of people are just ready, for the new year to move on, because it's been a tough year for so many people. There's been so many good people who we've lost, some even close to us. It's not been the best year at all when it comes to that. It's scary.
no, and I will go back to Reindeer Games, which recently occurred, in which we paid tribute to our fallen brother, our ARW superfan, Bill Choinsky. That was a devastating loss to us. So we certainly understand how people like Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho and all these guys, men and women, that have come out with these tributes to Brody Lee. Now I did watch Monday Night Raw on Monday. They did the graphic that they normally do, but there was no video package or anything, and I guess that's been explained by the fact that they didn't get the superstar tributes done in time to put together a package. I guess they're planning on doing it probably on SmackDown this Friday or Monday on Raw. But to that point, our this gentleman made his debut recently with ARW. Brian Myers saying no 10-bell salute, no video package. This man was beloved by his peers and we're all grieving hard. This isn't right. And I got to argue with this because there had to be extenuating circumstances for WWE not to do a video. Harper didn't leave on bad terms with the WWE. As a matter of fact, the door was open for him to come back. Not even
So
Vince.
here's the difficult part about this, to what you're saying. It's not often, even when there is a death involved, if a superstar is signed with, a competing company, WWE is not really known to, acknowledge it. So I was actually surprised that they did. And if they're still putting something together, then, hats off to them. I hope there is something on SmackDown, but I'm sure due to the fact that he's with the competing company, it caused a little bit of, where can we,
Yeah.
it's a tough situation.
And the other thing that's come out of this is actually WWE did post on their Instagram and Twitter, and All Elite Wrestling actually replied to that. And you don't normally see another wrestling company reply
Oh, I
to
didn't even see this.
another company's tweet or Instagram, anything in social media, because normally you don't give any recognition to that other company. But I think WWE will do something, this coming week. We just have to see, how it goes and where it goes from that. Our thoughts and prayers out to Brody Lee's family. Congratulations to
Absolutely.
Brody Lee Jr. On capturing a contract to AWE. He is probably the youngest signee in wrestling history. And
Which that's phenomenal. I'm very happy to hear they're doing that for him. That's amazing.
yep. So when he becomes of age, he will be able to go ahead and get in the ring. And there's a story that posted on social media as well. Apparently, during one of the dark segments, I guess young Brody Lee Jr. Got to get in the ring and ended up for a few
Oh,
minutes
Kenny Omega.
capturing the AEW World Title. That
Right.
probably won't make air. But congratulations, Brody Lee. Everybody that's involved with him, or Brody Lee Jr. Said that they are looking after him. I guess Jim Ross, the day after it happened, took him to some type of sporting event and hung out with him. And I guess he's been hanging out backstage at AEW, and actually helped
That's
kind of
awesome.
book this tribute show that's going to air tonight at 8/7 Central on TNT. You can see the matches there. There's the Young Bucks and Colt Cabana versus Matt Hardy and the Private Party. Eddie Kingston, the Butcher and the Blade versus Lance Archer, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. And then it's the Inner Circle, which you see the guys there. Hangman Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds, they got a match. And then they also have their women's, which is going to be Anna Jay and Tay Conti going against Adam Cole's girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever you want to call her, Dr. Britt Baker and Penelope Ford. And then it's the Brody Lee Jr. Dream Match, which is going to see Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy, and Dark Orders 10 taking on Team Taz. And I guess Les Champions will be on commentary tonight. So if you can tune in, I know
It's
I've seen it.
a great lineup, and yeah, I highly suggest if you can watch it, to definitely watch it and tune in and support. Great lineup, and I'm very happy that they're doing that. In honor for him. That's such a great thing to do.
Yeah, it is. I'm like very impressed by how AEW has handled all of this, moving forward. And I don't normally watch AEW. I catch the video highlights afterwards, but I think
I got to be
tonight,
honest. I haven't had time to watch. I work every day, and the days I'm not working, I'm spending it with Nicole, or
yeah.
I haven't had time to watch much WWE or AEW, honestly, probably since like March or February.
But if you get a chance tonight, tune in to AEW on TNT at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. I hear they're going to do some good things. Tony Khan and the company up there, so far, showing me they're really great guys when it comes to their superstars. So,
Absolutely.
but that being said, we now move on to what we are originally here for. It is the Atomic Drop Podcast presenting, and by the way, this is episode number 42. We have not had
We've been doing this for a little bit.
we have not had a podcast since August. So this
That's
is
insane, especially considering all going on in the world. How have we not been able to do a podcast?
I don't know, but we are proud to present myself and Alex, the Atomic Drop Podcast, the Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling Year-End Review and Awards. And let's go ahead and get back to the camera so he can show off his shirt again. Do that again, Alex.
Oh, yeah. Check this out. Oh, yeah, you like this shirt. Let me stand up and show it off a little bit.
That is the Violence
Personified
T-shirt. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. Search the keyword Atomic Wrestling. And
Thank
get
you, by
yours
the way,
today.
to everyone who does that.
Yes. Get yourself a T-shirt. And by the way, these were available at the last show. This is a very neat ARW sticker. I guess if you made
Those are cool.
if you made a purchase, you got one of these for free. I got one of these,
Or a
keychain
donation.
and a magnet.
Or a donation.
So very cool. We Will these be available at the anniversary show?
Yes, those will be available. Keychains, magnets, and then I think we're going to have very special limited edition posters that are different than the show posters.
Okay, so wow, 2020 has been quite a year. We've learned a lot about doing things new ways, social distancing, wearing masks, sanitizing our hands. By the way, strongly suggest you get yourself some or have a friend make you some that's like 98% alcohol. There's all sorts
This is
of
my
masks.
natural face.
I was going to say, now you look familiar.
This is my natural face.
But 2020, COVID put a stop to a lot of things, and one of those was, at first, was wrestling. There were no shows. I mean, WWE kept going because they closed off the Performance Center and started broadcasting shows out of there. We ended up stopping altogether until we did our very first ever cinematic matches. With the final battle and the first ever Purge match. Then we got back to doing shows again, and we were, of course, at reduced capacity. But here's the thing: this year has been one. Even though we had less shows, this was, I think, in my opinion, if I were to look at it, not from a monetary standpoint, but from an attendance standpoint, was one of the most successful years that ARW had, considering we were in a pandemic.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this, and trust me, I've caught some backlash for it from some people, very, very small handful, is it has been our most successful year, and it's crazy to say that. We've consistently sold out every single show this year. In advance, nonetheless. Like that's insane to me. But we're also doing advance really only because we want to avoid the cash handling day of, make it one less thing for people to, touch and pass along. I've definitely caught my backlash a little bit by holding shows still. But here's the thing, we do temperature checks at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Face masks are required when you're in there. Now, if you're having a bite to eat or drinking something, you're more than welcome to pull down your mask and have a bite to eat and drink. And it just so happens that, certain video clips or certain pictures get shown at that right moment when someone, has their mask down because they're reaching for a drink. And then people are like, oh, no, look, no mask, no this or that. And they're saying you're helping, create or the spread of COVID. Well, no trace of COVID has ever come from an actual atomic show. But here's the thing. I'm not, pulling anyone's leg. I'm not forcing anyone to come out to a show. I'm still here trying to live my life and make the most of it while I can, while still being safe. And, if people want to come, they'll come. If they don't want to come, they won't, but the show's still going to go on. And, I don't force anyone. I don't pull anyone's hand. So every person has the right to make their own decision. And that's my opinion on it, We're very lucky to have a sheriff in Brevard County, Wayne Ivey, who, he encourages it. He wants people obviously wear masks and sanitize and stay safe, which we do. But he also wants people to still live their lives, and that's the way it is. That's just how it should be, Of course, wash your hands, sanitize, but
use hand sanitizer, people.
Oh man, my friend Anthony, he actually makes homemade hand sanitizer for me. You're not gonna be able to see it, but my hands are red. Super red, yeah.
I have literally seen Red's hands, and yeah, they're red.
Because I use so much hand sanitizer, but my friend Anthony makes it, and it's 99% alcohol on there. That shit burns my hands. But
so as you can see right down here in between me and Alex, we are here for the year-end review and awards. We're going to talk about the year that was 2020. The way we kicked it off was awesome.
So what's our first award?
Our first award is going to be funniest moment of the year. Now, we had a couple of these considering, but
there's a couple I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, there are a couple I can think of, but one stands out in my mind as probably being the funniest to cap them all.
Okay, this is stuck in your head. What
This
is
is
it?
really, it's stuck in my head like a stain,
Oh no!
almost like a shit stain. Our,
What?
yes, our funniest moment of the year happened at Reindeer Games this year during the Atomic Hardcore Championship match. A big congratulations to Frank Saltarelli, a.k.a. David Milan, for losing his pants on the way to the ring. And unfortunately, I think he forgot to wash his underwear that day.
I got so many jokes about this. First of all, the fact that he tripped getting into the ring, man, I about died on commentary laughing. I could not just I could not control my laughter. But the fact that I look over and I see brown stains, skid marks, I was like, oh no, I got a new nickname, Frank Skidarelli.
That was definitely the funniest moment of the year, and probably if we had the category, probably the grossest moment of the year. Our poor executive producer Blake Moya, I guess, was traumatized by being so up close to that stain that it kind of scarred him. He has been very limited on social media.
He actually bought Frank a pack of brand new whitey tighties from Walmart for Christmas.
And Frank ain't gonna wear them. You know that, right?
I don't want to know either way. I'd prefer not to see the brown eye. It was a very disturbing image. At first, it was hilarious because I'm watching him try and get up and he just trips. And, here we are, seconds counting down on the clock because it's a 15-minute time limit match. And then he trips again. And his pants go down and you just see the skid marks. And I'm like,
he lost his
Frank
pants.
Skidarelli. That was such a great moment, and I thank Frank for that because he created a moment. And we had so many great moments of like I look in the comments and I see Matt Bowman Jr. saying cheesecake, no. I remember that moment too.
I do too.
It was great.
Death of a
Pamela
cheesecake.
Anderson, Cardboard Pamela got back with Jerry Swirls. Like there was so many great comedic moments this year.
Yeah, there were, and it just shows the consummate performer that David is. So congratulations to David, aka now no longer known as Frank Saltarelli, but known as Frank Skidzarelli.
It's all about the skids. Okay, I'm done.
Exactly. Everybody in the chat busting a gut, which is probably a good reason why we started off with this particular category.
That's a good way to start. So congratulations, Frank Skidarelli, for creating the funniest moment in ARW for 2020. We definitely needed that laugh. Thank you.
Now we move from the funniest moment of the year to the what the fuck moment of the year.
I can think of a few of those.
I could think of a lot of them. Just the two cinematic matches we had alone had a lot of the, what the fuck moments in them. Well, a lot of the shows
there was so many WTF moments this year, like you said, with the cinematic and all that. But another one that comes to my mind before we, award, who won is the Sandman from the anniversary show. That was definitely a WTF moment of the year. I think he came out and he was plastered and he's like, thank you, Orlando, and all this stuff. And yeah,
I wasn't going to bring it up.
It got us a lot of press.
Okay. Yes, it did actually.
The video got like 60,000 views.
Yeah, and it's still getting views to this day. So, who do you think had the what the fuck moment of the year? If you look back on 2020, now Matt Bowman Jr. is saying Zach Monstar coming back from the dead.
Reverend Ryzen has his magical powers.
Yes, he does. So should we
go
ahead and reveal who the winner
now
is?
I'm curious. Who won?
All right. Well, in all seriousness, The what the fuck moment goes to Jerry Swirls killing Zach Monstar at the first ever Purge match for the Atomic.
Anything goes Purge match.
Yep.
Wow. So that's the what the fuck moment of the year. Okay.
And that really was because I think that was because we were all in shock, especially those of us that were there during the filming. It definitely was not a planned moment.
So here's the thing about this. Before I talk about the after effect, the fallout that we had from this, I don't know. The fact that we had a great match going between two ARW originals, Zach Monstar and Jerry Swirls. They were just absolutely killing it. And then it turned out Jerry Swirls, or Inner Betty White, literally killed Zach by running him over with his vehicle, and that was not supposed to happen. Zach was dead. He was dead.
I was there. You, me, Jason, Mike Robinson.
But in the world of wrestling, in the realm of Satanism and all that, anything can happen at any time. And we got introduced to the Reverend of Sin Ryzen, who had like this almost like Frankenstein, and the brought Zach back from the dead, and I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too. Now,
Jason Dugan said he ran when the cops came. I do remember that too.
I do too. He's like, fuck that, I'm out. Now to go along with that. But
here's the thing. No, I was going to say, here's the thing about that. We received so much backlash over, airing the match by literally people who, my take on this is it's wrestling. At the end of the day, what we do is we escape reality.
Exactly.
And we cross the realms. And as long as people are talking, that's all that matters. And
they definitely were talking about that match.
Yeah, everyone was talking about it. I remember, I'm not going to say their names because they're not worthy of being mentioned, but I remember certain, so-called veterans of the Florida scene just trashing ARW, saying we're trash, we're not going to last, we don't represent Florida, this is garbage, this and that. And then I remember, on the other hand, other people saying, whoa, this was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, what was that? Like, that's extreme wrestling. We miss that about wrestling, but that's the day and age where we live in now, where people get so easily offended and look for reasons to complain, but it only helped us. The match was talked about.
Jerry Swirls is sitting in on our live chat room, and he says, very shocking to have happened, but I accept the award on behalf of everyone involved in the Purge match. And
wow.
Roll.
You kind of killed Zach. So if anything, Zach should be taking the award, or Ryzen. I think
Ryzen should be taking the award for Zach. But Roll,
he brought him back to life.
Now
he brought the man back to life.
He did ask. Roll did ask if you could post that match again. If you go to youtube.com/Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling and look for first ever Anything Goes Purge match, you can watch the match.
Yeah, we do have a lot of new ARW fans who have just come around again, because we've grown the past few months. We've had a lot of new ARW fans who've just come around the past few months who never got to see this match. And I definitely recommend going back, because it was a very controversial match that made a lot of noise, but it got people talking. And much like Jason Dugan just said, if people are talking, they're watching.
Exactly. So to go hand in hand with, the WTF moment of the year, as I said before, we had two cinematic matches. One was between good friend Paul and Jerry Swirls for the Atomic Hardcore Championship.
Great match, by the way. Great match.
And then the next one was the one we've been talking about, which was the first ever Purge match, which, in my opinion, was so much better story-wise, goosebump-wise, that we actually created a category, and this first ever, I think ever, cinematic match of the year. And you know
Yeah.
who we got to give this to? We're going to give it to the first ever Purge match between Jerry Swirls and Zach Monstar. So very, very nicely done. I mean, those two did such a great job in that
I wouldn't
match.
mind doing another cinematic match again one of these days. That was a lot of fun, even though it was tragic in the end. But I think it was a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and we adapted. Because like you stated in the beginning, we couldn't have shows during that time.
Mm-mm.
So what did we do? We adapted, and then we still got people to talk, and we created buzz while not even doing shows. So
Here's the other thing too. We really, 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 at this point, have to send a big shout out, thank you, you're the greatest, to Lee for the use of the compound that we filmed both of those matches at. He's got a huge property out
Oh, I,
there.
I owe Lunatic Lee my life. That guy, that man is tremendous. He's such a good dude.
So thank you, Lee, for providing us an option to create, those moments, because without that, we wouldn't have been able to create those two unique match concepts
No, and
and present
you
it
know
in a.
what's crazy is, sorry to interrupt you, Greg. You know what's crazy is, for those few handful of people, who been around in the business 20 years in the same gyms who trashed Atomic, our subscriber count, our likes, our everything, it jumped like 30% instantly within 24 hours of that match being posted, because we had the same people saying negative stuff that were sharing it, and by them sharing it, people discovered it and discovered Atomic. And so when they say haters help create more of a following and all that, they don't kid around. But I really liked the match. I thought it was it definitely deserves that award, and hopefully we get to do another one of these very soon.
I'm hoping we do. Those are fun. I was actually excited to be a part of that. So now moving forward, we move into one of the more traditional categories. We're going to talk about tag teams, which ARW the last year has seen their fair share of tag teams. CJ O'Doyle and Badu, brothers in arms. We have seen Jerry Swirl's team with Vertigo. That partnership didn't last long. We've
No.
seen, Chico Adams' team with quite a few people. But who, Alex, to you, stands out as, the best tag team of the year?
See, that's such a tough category, because like you just stated, like ARW's tag team division is on its A game. I believe we have the best tag team division in the state of Florida. You look at teams like the Headbangers, Brothers in Arms, CJ O'Doyle and Mbadu, Satanic Panic. I mean, literally the list goes on. And man, that's a tough call. We just have such great teams. Brothers in Arms was really dominant, but we lost a member of Brothers in Arms. And it looks like after the last show, we might have gained a member, but I don't know much about that.
Yeah, I
I don't
haven't been
know.
able to
It's a
find out
tough
much.
choice. It's a very tough choice. I don't know. I'd give it to all the teams if I could.
I look at Brothers in Arms, and they were the longest reigning tag team champions in ARW history. No matter what my history is or his feelings toward me, I believe that Jason Dugan elevated that team. Definitely a leader in that team.
Absolutely.
But
He's the leader of the team, period.
you want to see who the winner is? Should I reveal the winner?
By the way, this is Coke Zero, not soda. Yes.
And we're not sponsored by them, by the way. I wish we were, though. Okay, and here's your winner for Tag Team of the Year, and that would be Zach Monstar and Reverend Ryzen,
Oh.
Satanic Panic. And give me just a few seconds. They had a couple of words for the ARW audience. So we're going to go ahead
Oh,
and
we got something from them. Okay.
we did get something from them. I actually received 2 videos from them, so I'm going to go ahead and get those played, and then we'll come right back.
Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling. It's me. It's your Reverend of Sin Rising. And I have just been informed by the great people of ARW that myself and Zach Monstar have been voted in as the Tag Team of the Year. And yes, I could have told you that this was going to happen. We're in the book of Revelation. It says, when the Reverend Ryzen resurrects Zach Monstar, they will live in infamy, and they will take over the tag team division of Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling. And that's right, that's exactly what we did. So, for months to come, including the anniversary show, you can expect the Satanic Panic to run gunshots on ARW.
Wow. That was actually supposed to be 2 separate videos. I don't know what happened. It wasn't supposed to look like that, so I do apologize.
That might be the special powers from beyond by the Reverend of Sin.
Yeah. I am not sure, but I mean, wow. Satanic Panic Tag Team of the Year. What are your thoughts, Alex?
You know, it's a tough call. I feel like if Jason Dugan maybe had a better partner, I would have called it to Brothers in Arms. We'll see what the future holds there. But, you know, there's no hiding the fact that Satanic Panic was absolutely the ARW Nation's favorite team. There was no hiding that fact. Every time, you know, they walked out that curtain, it was just an eruption of cheers and screams and people out of their seats. So I think that's the right call. And, you know, congratulations to Zach Monstar and Ryzen, known as Satanic Panic. They definitely had a great year.
Brothers in Arms leader Jason Dugan saying, "My toes on my feet are a better tag team."
Maybe he's making a challenge there. We might have new Brothers in Arms against Satanic Panic sometime in the future.
Never say never in this business. All right, now we are going to move on to the men's match of the year. And
we're doing that one.
Yes.
I figured that'd be last.
No. Superstar of the year is last.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we put it out there.
These were fan voted, by the way.
These were fan voted. I don't remember all of them, obviously. But Alex helped me out with my memory here. You know I'm old.
There was a lot of matches.
There was.
Oh, I mean, so there were definitely a lot of matches. Obviously, we saw Shannon Moore take on Wes Briscoe, and Garrett Bischoff was the special guest referee. And he ended up screwing his former tag team partner, Wes Briscoe, over, costing him the match and making Shannon Moore a 3-time ARW heavyweight champion. That, to me, really stood out. Of course, we had so many great matchups. Like we had Zach Monstar, you know, and Sabu in it was, what was it, a triple threat, I believe it was.
Yeah, with Chuckles.
From the anniversary show. And of course, you know, we had we had Shane Douglas take on Wes Briscoe in our main event from the anniversary show. Brian Myers took on Shannon Moore. You know, we had Chico Adams take on EC3. Jason Dugan took on EC3. There's definitely so many memorable matches, but at the end of the day, what the fans voted for, and I believe it was 59% of the votes went to this match, but I think that this is 100% the right decision.
And who would that winner be, Alex?
Don't we have a really cool graphics guy over here who
We
can like?
do. Your winners for men's match of the year from Blood, Sweat, and Fears 3 Stages of Hell match with special guest referee Alex Red. It was for the tag team championships. It was the Headbangers versus then champions Brothers in Arms.
That right there was an absolutely tremendous match. I know we got award or videos to show here in just a second, but let's talk about that. It was just you think about the culmination of a strong feud there. Brothers in Arms and Headbangers, they had been. I think it dated back to a year prior, because we had the ARW Tag Team Championships on the line a year before at Hype Pro Wrestling in Orlando. You and I were there to call that match, and that's really where the feud began. And then it continued and stumbled into 2020. And from a prison yard match to the conclusion, 3 stages of hell. We've never done something like that, where we had the street fight, we had the casket match. That was just insane, and I think it was the right call. It was really, I had my hands full being the referee for that match. I kind of lucked out in the sense that there wasn't a lot of pinfalls because the casket match and the tables match and the street
the first
fight.
match had a pinfall.
Yeah, but at the same time, I had my hands full because there was just chaos and insanity all over that building. This literally spilled everywhere. So I think it could, match of the year for men's 100%. Headbangers and Brothers in Arms, 3 Stages of Hell. Great call. Thank you to the ARW fans that voted because I agree with them.
Well, we caught up with Brothers in Arms leader, general manager of ARW, and our current reigning and defending ARW Rapid Fire champion, Jason Dugan, to get his thoughts on winning men's match of the year. Here's what he had to say.
Match of the year. Brothers in Arms versus the Headbangers, 3 Stages of Hell. Months of fighting. Am I surprised that we got match of the year? Hell no, I'm not surprised. No, seriously, all jokes aside, I want to thank the fans for choosing our match for being match of the year. Is a high honor, and none of this could be possible if it wasn't for the fans. So thank you.
And that's what Jason Dugan had to say about winning men's match of the year. And I don't know how they did it, but our camera crew caught up with the current reigning and defending Atomic Tag Team Champions in regard to this win. So let's go ahead and take a look at Mosh and Thrasher.
So,
Yep.
we'd like to thank all of the ARW fans,
ARW Nation,
for voting our match where we won the ARW Tag Team titles
your tag team champs.
as match of the year. It's pretty crazy. We've been there for what? 3 days? 4 days?
At least.
And we already got match of the year?
Match of the year.
Just wait till 2021.
Thank you.
Mosh and Thrasher there. I think they were in ARW just a little bit longer than that. But congratulations to, both teams for winning men's match of the year. That definitely was just an awesome match. Right from beginning to end. I can't even, that match was probably one of my favorites of the year.
I remember eating candy off the ring floor.
Ew. Really?
Well, it was a dot, and anyways.
Did you sanitize it at least? No.
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 But at that point, I was already in 3 Stages of Hell, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you had an easy night that night as far as being a referee. I mean, you could be like poor Matt Bowman.
Easy in
who
the
keeps
sense that I didn't
hit.
have to get down and do the 3 count only for the first fall. But man, let me tell you, it was all over that building. It was a great match, and I definitely think that deserved to be men's match of the year. So I'm very happy that the fans voted it that way. And congratulations to Brothers in Arms and the Headbangers. That's just showing once again how alive ARW's tag team division is.
Oh, and Mosh, watching the live video right now, said match could have been better without Jason Dugan. Would have been match of the decade. Just saying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Mosh chiming in to let us know his thoughts. And if you don't believe me, it's right there. I'll show you my phone. It was a hell of a match.
What kind of phone you got, Greg?
I got an Android. Why?
We also got to thank the Headbangers because they helped create a brand new tag team. Remember Team Suck and Swallow?
Yes, the team of Suck, which would be Chico Adams, and Swallow, which would have been Axe Clover.
I mean, we knew Chico sucks. Well,
he doesn't about what the ring announcer did, though. But
I don't know about you. It is a flip phone, as he just said. It's a flip phone.
How the hell is that a flip phone? Really?
It's a flip phone, Greg. You have a very.
See, I flipped it. There, it's now.
The camera adds like 50 pounds or something. So
then you look like 250 pounds now, pal. Just kidding.
That'd be nice. I wish I could lose that. Thank you.
Well, from the men of ARW to the Bombshells of ARW, we come to our Bombshells match of the year, and my God, we had quite a few of them.
We definitely did.
You think of Destiny and Chelsea Durden going one-on-one. That rivalry was bitter.
In a no disqualification match.
You think of Red Velvet taking on Chelsea Durden to determine who was going to go against Chrissy Vane. Even Chrissy Vane having...
Red Velvet taking on La Brava. I mean, literally, we had the Fatal 4-Way women's match. There's been so many women's matches this year. So many great matchups.
But there was one in particular, and these were voted. This was voted on too. And now, if I remember right, this one had an overwhelming percentage as far as votes. I don't remember.
I think it was like 62% of the votes.
I think, it was somewhere near like 62, 63% of the vote. Let's just go ahead and reveal it, Alex.
Oh, no.
Winner for Bombshells match of the year goes to the Atomic Bombshells Championship match from Reindeer Games 3, Team Vane versus Team Swirls, which is Chrissy Vane and Roxy Rouge going against Jerry Swirls and Cardboard Pamela. Now this
How
match,
the hell did
this match actually could have qualified for funniest moment of the year, but it was. I saw Pamela get tore up about
Jerry
this match.
Swirls is the female match of the year
again for the second year in a row.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's rewind for all new ARW fans out there. Okay. Is that a real picture of Pamela Anderson you had? Anyways, all right.
Yes, it is.
So,
we have a good graphics department.
Yeah, yes, we do. The best. Definitely the best. You say they super kick into action, actually. So, all right. Jerry Swirls, for the second year in a row, is match of the year. How?
That I have no clue.
He stole it. Last year, he got match of the year in the Fatal 5-Way where, it was, God, I don't even...
Didn't he come down a water slide in that? Didn't Destiny ride him down a water, like a 46-foot water slide?
Yeah, like Seabiscuit.
So Jerry Swirl's nickname is Seabiscuit. So if you see Jerry Swirls at an event, call him Seabiscuit. Chant Seabiscuit. I don't know.
Chelsea Durden likes to say that the boy ain't right. I just saw...
I will have to agree. I will have to agree with Chelsea Durden. That boy ain't right. But nonetheless...
here's the thing about this. Last year, Jerry Swirls won match of the year by the Fatal 5-Way where it was Chuckles, it was Super Dipshit, Not So Human Kid, Shark Boy. I remember... Jerry Swirls telling Shark Boy to suck his ass, and now this year, I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Well, our cameras did
Michael
manage
Robinson in the chat saying that it should have been Destiny. Well, this is fan voted, so the fans
the fans voted for this. Over 60% voted for this match, and our cameras did catch up with the Seabiscuit himself, Cherry Swirls.
What is up, everybody? It's the Golden Girls' favorite Cherry Swirls here, talking to you right now, and I actually got 3 words to tell all you people. Thank you very much for voting for me and my queen, Pamela Anderson, for the female match of the year. I want to give you my personal bow to all of you that voted for me and my queen. My queen's been kind of coked up in the hospital bed right now, and with all things considered, you know, this kind of takes a load off me. Actually, this might even pay off the medical bills. Well, who knows? Anyway, just want to give a little, take your time and say thank you, appreciate all of you, but still, suck my ass.
All right. Cherry Swirls with a word of thank you to the ARW.
Did he say
Nation.
it was three words, but then he said 4?
I don't know.
4?
That boy ain't right. Remember, Chelsea Durden said it best. That boy ain't right. He ain't right.
He's actually in the middle of a lawsuit right now against Chrissy Vane and
apparently, apparently that coming from this match, actually, trying to recoup some of the medical expenses for Pamela. Unfortunately, the courthouse, the court system didn't want to recognize Pamela as a real person. They said she's cardboard. So
I mean, she fought stiff in the match, but hey, that's Jerry Swirl's girlfriend there.
You know what? That match ended up tearing Pamela apart. She was torn to pieces, and I tried to get a word with her, but unfortunately she was carted off by medical officials.
Carted off, yeah.
Yes, carted off.
Oh boy.
Our Atomic Bombshells champion, Chrissy Vane, who did retain at Reindeer Games, sent us a little video. I'm going to go ahead and
Chrissy, she did?
Yes, she did, and here it is.
Hello, ARW fans. It is your ladies champion, the Bombshell, Chrissy Vane. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for choosing my match against, we won't talk about those other people, as the match of the year for Atomic Wrestling. I'm so excited for the new year and so excited to see all my fans in 2021. So thank you again for choosing me, and I will see you in February. Mwah!
If I remember right, there were other people involved with that match, but
there were, but it was her bodyguard, and then
and a cardboard cutout of him.
Yeah, Chrissy, she is the Bombshells champion, so of course she was going to accept it on behalf of everyone, from the
congratulations to
the
Roxy
ring.
Rouge and to Roxy Rouge, who was also in that match. One of the most entertaining matches.
From the runway walkway to the ring, she is the Bombshells champion, and hey, she broke Destiny's undefeated streak after being the longest reigning champion
over
for so long.
500 days, I believe, somewhere around the 530 mark or something like that. I can't even remember. I had it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But congratulations to all the competitors in that match, even the cardboard cutout of Pamela Anderson. Most definitely entertaining, especially with Leo Knox on the outside trying to keep poor Pamela together. Consoling her.
You talk about entertaining. Did you not see Roxy Rouge doing the torture rack?
Yes,
to
on
Pamela Anderson,
and then on Jerry Swirls. I hope Roxy's back is okay, because that's a
lifting Jerry Swirls. I don't know, that might be a tough one.
That's a heavy boy right there. Shout out to
I hear that he
Cure
actually Golden
Rivera,
Brain
who's in the chat right now. So we had a lot of great stars. Well, we had great wrestlers come into the company this year and showcase their talent. We call them under the radar. We've seen, Sean Hawley come from under the radar. He actually ended up winning a contract again, I guess.
He did. Actually, his contract might be coming up soon too, by the way.
Yeah, we've seen Leo Knox, who I mentioned, that was involved in the Bombshells championship match. We've seen him come in. So our next award is...
We've had Death Row Jethro.
Yep, Death Row Jethro. We've seen Dr. Dax. We've seen a bunch of these stars coming into the company, and that led us to think of the Breakout star of the year, the star that came in and made the most impact and showed the hunger for the business. And
this is a tough category.
It really was, because there were so many talented competitors that came in, but there was one in particular that has really, since stepping in between the ropes, showed his passion, his commitment to making himself better, maybe making himself the future of ARW.
The future, yeah.
The future. And so our breakout star
of 2020
is none other than the future Remy. Well deserved for this young man. Although he did take quite a hard hit on our ring stairs at a previous show. Ooh. I think that was Fatal Feast.
At the Fatal Feast show. That was pretty brutal, yes. Did you see the...
And the thing is, here's the thing. While it would stop most normal men, like we would be sitting there going, oh, I can't go. Remy got back up, got into that match, and still managed to walk away with a W.
He did. For the longest time, I've called him the future, and it's because he continues to impress. And how do you... I'll never forget him, his foot clinged the rope, and I thought that was it. I was out. I thought we were going to immediately have to get an ambulance and that. And he got up and he still finished the match, and he didn't have a concussion. He had, just a rip, like not a rip, but like, I'm sorry, a giant gash, like a cut from hitting the ring steps. And, I don't know, but congratulations to Remy. He absolutely is the future, and he's made quite a name for himself and quite the atomic drop impact since his debut.
He really has, and he went in and sent us a little video. Here it is now.
What's going on, ARW Nation? I just wanted to reach out to you guys and tell you all personally that 2020 has been an absolutely amazing year for me, and that's thanks to you guys. I got there in July, I think it was, and every month I've been out there in front of you guys. Y'all have, embraced me, you've accepted me, you've just let me go out there and be the best version of myself, and you guys have just, taken to me with your love, with your support, with your concern whenever things go wrong, but, hopefully no more of those. But, I just wanted to reach out and thank all of you guys for everything that you've done for me, for my career in 2020 in ARW. And it's because of that I've been voted as the ARW Breakout Star of the Year. Now, I understand it's me stepping between those ropes, but that award is really because of you guys. You guys have shown your support. You've let management know that you guys want to see me more and more. You want me to keep coming back. You want me to keep, bringing the thunder every time I step in the ring. So, again, thank you guys so much. 2020's been great, but it's onwards and upwards. 2021 is going to be even better. All right. See y'all later.
Remy with a couple of words for the ARW Nation, and he had he had a hell of a 2020, and I can't wait to see more from him in 2021 to see what...
He's always so nice and so humble, too.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's always good for a handshake and, a kind word, and, I actually did ask him after his match, where he hit the ring stairs. I asked him if he was okay. A testament to his toughness and his commitment to his craft. He's like, It only hurts a little bit, and it's a big bruise with a gash going down the side of his pectoral, and it made me hurt even more, and I'm old and I hurt anyway.
It was it was so hard to look at.
It could have been worse,
so
though. Let's just say that it could have been worse. I originally, from where I was sitting, I thought
he could have broke his neck or something.
I thought he had like hit his head. So, but congratulations to Remy.
And that's where they say that wrestling is not fake. You got to remember, people have to remember that what these athletes do, they put their lives on the line to literally entertain and give the best matches possible to everyone.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Remy. I can't wait to see what 2021 brings for this great athlete. Let's move on to, once again, our bombshells. We have some of the most passionate women who make up our bombshells division. You think back to the beginning of 2020, Destiny being our reigning bombshells champion.
Yes.
You're looking at Red Velvet, Chelsea Durden, Kelsey Reagan, Chrissy Vane, our
Roxy
bombshells,
Rouge.
Roxy Rouge now
Brava.
coming in. La Brava was involved this year. Our bombshells are some of the toughest women in the business.
Absolutely.
So we had to create Bombshell of the Year. We couldn't do one of these without thinking of our bombshells. And
nope.
I can't think of anybody else that captured the year other than the mysterious and malicious Enigma herself, Destiny, as Bombshell of the Year.
Absolutely. Destiny is the Bombshell of the Year. She her long reigning streak that she had as the longest reigning champion in ARW history. So all the classic matchups, you look back at her reign, not even just in 2020. Let's go back to last year. That tremendous feud she had with Su Yung that lasted somewhat of I think it was
most of the better
months.
Part of 2019, if I remember right.
She jumped off a U-Haul, and then again, the straight feud that she had with Chelsea Durden, that just back and forth. If there was one thing that came out of that, it was that you realize Destiny, she has heart and she has passion and she has that never give up fight attitude. And, we're only starting to learn a little more about her as of late. The video that she put out for the Free Destiny movement spoke wonders.
By the way, if you support the Free
I
Destiny
consider that
movement,
too bad we don't have promo. Too bad we don't have promo of the year, because that would be the promo of the year,
Yeah, if on social media, if you support Destiny and the Free Destiny movement, use the hashtag Free Destiny. We did try to reach out to Destiny to get a video. We were met with no response. I don't know if that has to do with Destiny herself or Chrissy Vane. I'm not sure.
No, I'll handle this because, I attempted to make this happen. But the thing is she is so under control right now by Chrissy Vane, especially since that video aired. Chrissy's kept a really tight lock on her now. And to the point where literally she's going to get her mocha lattes and her creme brulee iced lattes from Starbucks. She's doing her laundry. She's walking the dog. She's cutting the grass. She's literally doing everything for Chrissy Vane. Like, Free Destiny.
Obviously. Congratulations to Destiny. I wish we had a video to play, but unfortunately, we don't. And, again, a good job.
I was told that she's actually the reason why, and today, why she's not here right now is because she's actually taking down Chrissy Vane's Christmas lights right now. And, so there you go.
Then. And, a great job to all of our bombshells in the Bombshells division of ARW. Now we move on to our male superstars. And, oh, my God, if you look at the male superstars, Jason Dugan, Elijah Burke, Chico Adams, Wes Briscoe, Axe Clover, all of these guys. And I mean, there's more. I'm just naming a couple off the top of my head. Wes Briscoe securing the, atomic heavyweight champion. Shannon Moore becoming a 3-time atomic heavyweight champion. Vertigo. Let's talk about Vertigo. Now our current reigning and defending hardcore champion.
What's this new alliance, with Albert AC Smooth?
I have not been able to get an answer from the Smooth Cure camp. They have refused all of my requests. I guess AC says when the time is right, he will speak. Other than that, they have nothing worth saying. So, but you think of Superstar of the Year, who was the male superstar that made that impact to be considered Superstar of the Year?
That's really tough. Oh my God. Like, you literally go down the line and you look at, competitors like Mbadu. You look at competitors like a Chico Adams, like Wes Briscoe. God, I honestly don't know. There's just so many great competitors in ARW. We just saw, D3 made his return. We had Ryzen take on Shannon Moore in what was a hell of a match. And, man, I don't know. There's just so many. And then, of course, you got to look at an undefeated Death Row Jethro, who gets his freedom now by Freedom. He's undefeated. So you got to think that he should absolutely be up for that category. So I don't know. It's tough.
Well, let's go ahead and reveal who the ARW Superstar of the Year. And I got to tell you, this gentleman is 100% behind the scenes, 100%, somebody that is there paying their dues. He's there to, load out the ring and to help clean up. He does fan interaction very well. His character, I don't believe, can be touched. His promos are among some of the best that I've seen.
Absolutely.
We have seen him go one-on-one with EC3. We have seen him team up with Axe Clover, Jason Dugan. We've seen.
Don't forget, we saw him go one-on-one with the Pope Elijah Burke too.
Yep. So, we have seen this superstar do a lot, and he continues to do a lot, and he continues to impress. He impresses me more every day. I'm talking none other than the future of sports entertainment, Chico frickin' Adams. And thankfully, we don't have an audience here, so we don't have to hear those words that we're not allowed to hear. But congrats.
Yeah, we can't hear that.
Yeah, we're not going to say that. But we did catch up with Chico, and he did have some words for the ARW Nation. Go ahead and take it away, Chico.
What's up, ARW Universe? It is the future of sports entertainment here. Now, normally, I'd be wearing a three-piece suit in front of a nice, creative, fancy background, but I just heard some exciting news. So exciting, in fact, that I just could not wait any longer. So with that being said, I want to take this time to officially thank the entire ARW universe for voting in yours truly as the 2020 Male Superstar of the Year. I'm truly honored and humbled for that distinction. No doubt this year has been rough for all of us, but it's also been a big year for me, the roster, and the entire company as a whole. And if you thought 2020 was great, I guarantee you, I promise you, 2021 is going to be the biggest year yet for ARW. So thank you so much again for not just supporting me, not just supporting ARW, but for supporting all of independent wrestling. Have a safe and happy holiday, and we will see you all next year.
Some very poignant words from the future of sports entertainment, Chico Adams. And, to shoot a little bit, Chico is actually, a very nice guy. I've managed to have conversations with him where, we talk about what he does with not only ARW, but WXW, WWE. He's been seen at NXT.
He's actually the longest reigning WXW champion, I think, or it might be.
Just recently
he's been champion for over a year
days.
now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And
congratulations to Chico. Definitely.
Chico, he's one of those guys that just, first of all, he's been with ARW since day one. And like you stated, he's not afraid to show up and help set up the ring. He'll stay and help tear down the ring. His promos are just absolutely on a whole other level. He does some great work, and I know that's by help of his amazing, doctor, Eric Christopher there, who helps him with his promos, and they're tremendous. The promo he did for EC3 was just, it was on a
That
whole
was
other
one
level.
of the best that I've seen from Chico.
It was, and Chico Adams, he's just such a good guy. Everyone sees the in-ring, the character Chico, but what they don't see that you and I see is behind the scenes. And he's such a good guy. He gives back. He goes and does talks at elementary schools, talks about anti-bullying.
Yep.
He does the Make-A-Wish. He does so much for the community, so much, and he's just such a humble, nice guy who puts in the work. He's not afraid to put in the work. He's had every opportunity under the sun this year from WWE. He's the only person who appeared in AEW and then WrestleMania the same week. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Where he competed, against I think it was Jack Swagger in AEW, and then he was Bill Goldberg's bodyguard. So Chico Adams, he's had a tremendous 2020, but I think sky's the limit for him because 2021, I think it's his year.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Congratulations, Chico Adams. We can't wait to see what 2021 brings for that young man. Definitely.
Hopefully something better than it brought him at Reindeer Games, because
yeah, that didn't quite end the way he wanted it to. Well, we are getting.
Why would he get in Teal Piper's face? What was he thinking?
Well, that was a dumbass move with Deimos there. By the way, big congratulations to Michael Anderson and Ariel Toombs, that better known as Deimos and Teal Piper, on their engagement.
The newest signees of ARW. They are
which
engaged.
Happened exclusively in an ARW ring. It hit all the news. We made the news media's outlets and all of that. So congratulations to them.
And actually, if I remember looking back at the video, I saw you hand him the ring, did you not? Sneaky.
I may have had a little involvement. I knew about it for a while, so that's all I can say. But anyway, my people are saying we're running short on time here.
Sean Hawley knows what it's like to run short.
Yep. So we only have like a day and a half left in 2020. The next time the Atomic Drop podcast will come your way will be in 2021. And the next time that ARW comes your way will be for our very last time at the Space Coast Convention Center, 311 Tucker Lane, right here in Cocoa, Florida, for Chapter 5, All Out War, which is our
Before we go,
anniversary.
Can I talk about this a little bit? Can we talk about this for a little bit?
That's why I led to this. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you to each and every person out there who bought tickets for the show and has made it the fastest selling show we've ever had to reach the numbers it's reached. We've been at the Space Coast Convention Center since February of 2018, when we had our first show there, which was our anniversary show after we left the Coco Expo. And, the Space Coast Convention Center, it's been a great venue for us for the past 3 years. It's been our home. We've created so many memories, so many match of the years, so many moments. We saw Adam Rose retire in that building against Bull James in our main event. Very emotional. We saw Jesse Neal retire in that building after the Fatal 4-Way with Axe Clover, CJ O'Doyle, and Wes Briscoe back in August of 2019. So many great matchups. Jesse Neal and Sabu. We had Vertigo and Fulton when they were tag team champions take on Tommy Dreamer and Raven. Obviously, we had the very first ever ECW versus ARW show. There's just been so many great memories and moments. And, I appreciate and I value each and every one of those. And I thank everyone who was involved. I thank you, Greg, because the very first time we ever had commentary was in that building. That's when we premiered commentary.
That was at the that was the very first time we were in that building.
The Rebellion.
And yep, it was the Rebellion. It was my first time on commentary. So at chapter 5, I will celebrate
3 years.
3 years with ARW. I feel I'm closely associated with the anniversary show since that is my anniversary as well. And this year is going to be a hell of a blowout. I thought nothing could top this year, but it looks
is, and
like
you know
we
what?
may be able to top.
We've literally only announced 2 matches: JTG against Jason Dugan, and then Techno Destructo of Guar with Sin Bodhi against Satanic Panic, who's the 2020 Team of the Year.
I see 2 potential matches of the year for next year.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and what I really wanted to touch on, all the history, all the moments that we've created in this building, I'm so thankful for. And I'm going to miss it. I am going to miss it because, it became our home. But, we
had a signal loss from Alex. That's okay. It's been known to happen. Let's see if we're going to wait and see if we get him back. But yeah, we had a hell of a couple of years. I think we're trying to get him back. Okay, Alex, sorry we lost you there.
Sorry, stupid technology and internet connections. My bad.
But we did have a hell of a couple of years at the Space Coast Convention Center.
We did, and I'm so thankful for it. It was such a great time. We created so many memories. February 19th for our big 4-year anniversary, the start of Chapter 5. It is our big grand finale at that.
And again, technology being what it is, we have lost Alex once again. Our big grand finale, February 19th at the Space Coast Convention Center. It'll be a big blowout. Please don't damage the building. Definitely don't do that. But, yeah, our big grand finale at a building that has been wonderful to us. Definitely a bittersweet moment. But starting in March of 2021, we move to bigger and better things with our
We got to continue to grow.
And I can't wait till we can, hear the possibility of a ladder match, of a steel cage match, of all of that.
You know what? I think we need to have an all steel cage event.
Something like a lockdown sort of event.
Atomic drop lockdown.
Atomic lockdown. Just saying.
I like it.
Anyway, go ahead and give out the socials, Alex. We got to get out of here.
Facebook /Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, YouTube /Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, where every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can tune in and watch our Extreme Takeover Thursday event. Episodes. Tomorrow we have our big last episode of 2020 that's going to be airing. Chrissy Vane will be defending her Bombshells Championship in the main event. Pro Wrestling Tees /Atomic Wrestling. Go buy your ARW sportswear at Pro Wrestling Tees /Atomic Wrestling, Instagram /Atomic Wrestling, and Twitter /Wrestling Atomic. And of course, ARWWrestling.com. Thank you to our webmaster who does a great job there.
That's a great guy. I love him. And you can check out the Atomic Drop Podcast like you are now on our Facebook page at Atomic Drop Podcast. We are on Twitter at Atomic Drop Pod. And as always, we're on YouTube. Just search Atomic Drop Podcast. I'm still working to get all of our podcasts up there. It's a slow process. Alex, want to thank you for a great 2020. Definitely being involved with ARW, is a dream of mine. And to still be involved moving forward in 2021. Thank you, sir. The Atomic Drop Podcast. Me and Alex will be back next year. And the Atomic Drop Podcast one-on-one series will return. I'm not going to reveal any of the guests, but we are out of here, guys. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash and sanitize your hands. And definitely don't have a girl that looks like that. Alex, you have a great one.
I'm getting my shot glasses ready for the new year. Yeah.
We are
Have a
out.
good one. Have a happy new year.